up with buckle strength and sacrifice them. Now that make this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for address certain challenges them where woman and girl picking them they face. Because for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them means say you for team up stronger one with them, you for listen to them, and you for also support them growth.
Women's Voice Online TV.
Watch Women's Voice Online every day and be part and parcel of this journey in the life of women.
Be you man or woman, tune in to Women's Voice Online TV.
Sometimes they do something, but we for go viral, they go. When a good thing. Where you compete woman, then go admire you and then go emulate you. But they be. But now that we get this online, I think say it will go far and wild, so that the other woman then go see the importance of woman there.
Inside Women's Voice Online TV, all voice matter and all stories self-important. And this not only the beginning for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them.
With Rokel Commercial Bank's SimCopper app, it's fast, safe and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with the Rokel SimCopper without leaving your seat. Fast, safe and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919# with or without internet.
You can send e-copper to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
QR codes, you can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone. Instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SimCopper app now.
Rokel SimCopper. Banking on the go.
Good morning and welcome to the second edition of Tea Time for this week when it comes to you from Women's Voice Online TV. Inside today's edition, we get another important issue we want to discuss. But we were able to welcome to you this morning. My name is Patricia Kabia
and Mina Fatima Tabangura.
So as today we can discuss on project business, inside the studio this morning we got with Miriam and Samo, we are the gender officer of the Budget Advocacy Network. As we can talk about the recent launch with the launch, we are the 2025 Open Budget Survey. As we can discuss about that, with the Budget Advocacy Network, then find out about the report, and of course, with Sierra Leoneans and that of the people who already put this budget together go do for CC transparency happen. Miriam, welcome inside studio, and good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, listeners. There.
Okay, so let we mainly start with the budget. Waiting at the Open Budget Survey and why important.
Thank you so much. So the Open Budget Survey now the world's independent comparative way when a fact-based research way that they use as an instrument for assess how government in terms of transparency for me they able to track how government participation, meaningful participation, transparency and oversight. So now that's Open Budget Survey they try for assess. So now a critical way for assess public access how central government in budget information they go use as formal opportunity for whole government accountable. And inside the 2025 Open Budget Survey, it provide important opportunity for assess how Sierra Leone they perform in terms of budget transparency, public participation, where we can say meaningful participation, how citizens they participate inside the budget process, and also the oversight wey na the accountability aspect. So the open budget survey, e bring out from the research, e bring out key findings, and e bring out back recommendations then wey government institutions they go able to take into cognizance.
Okay, so why this important now, Salome?
So like I say, e important because na way than they for make them able assess how the government they how government they perform in terms of the budget process, because you know say the budget e dey into different stages and a process how people that they participate, how accountable then they towards the citizens there, and also the transparency aspect, because you know say the budget na a legal instrument na the country, and na one way than the way that they finance the country in terms of development business na the country. Important because wey budget transparent, e go lead to good road, e go lead to good medical facility wey woman they go benefit, pikin they go benefit. So those are the things where they take into cognizance.
Okay, so whose role budget advocacy network play inside this 2025 open budget survey?
So like budget advocacy network, when a civil society organization, it na an independent researcher wey always for the past how many years where we be done dey do the research on behalf of the international budget partnership wey na the IBP, where we dey do assess the three aspects in way the open budget survey they always look at, wey na the transparency, the meaningful participation, and oversight. So na budget advocacy network na then na the independent researcher na Sierra Leone in-house where they carry out the research, and you get where they carry out the research, they get for send to the global level where they get for review the research and give back feedback, because it gets stages. Send a feedback and watch them, send them back to government for then your input, and watch them, then they send them back to a budget advocacy network. Budget advocacy send them to the IBP. So then are the independent researcher where then are Sierra Leone where they carry out this research.
All right, so let me talk about the transparency area. Waiting or how budget, how una we will assess this year budget compared to the previous one then.
So from the findings we'll get from the research, the transparent, because they rate Sierra Leone 50 out of 100.
Yeah.
And means say because you get where the indicator where they set the percentage na 61 and above, meaning you don't dey try, but for the mere fact meaning average na 50 we get. So meaning we try, but still limitations then the way they hold we back, where they make we get that kind of score. So in terms of transparency aspect, inside the open budget survey, it they measure public access to information and how the central government they raise and spend public resources. So it they assess also the online availability, because open budget survey the areas the way that they look out for when are indicators there, the timeliness, the availability, and the comprehensiveness of the reports the way that they publish online. So the timeliness and the comprehensiveness of 8 key budget documents the way that they use for log equally weighted indicator for score each country where from 0 to 100. So we can fall inside the 50, that the average where you can put transparency, accountability, and meaningful participation. We give you that rating.
50 out of 1,000.
100.
50 out of 100 on the budget transparency. So waiting this mean for the, or how are we waiting this mean for the layman, the people, the ordinary citizen then? How you want make them take this budget? How do they assess this budget?
So now make because of this grade we'll get, now make we officially launch the report, and we bring out different stakeholders them from government institutions then, CSOs them, for more we engage and try for see wetin dey inside the report, more able elaborate on am and share the findings with the government duty bearers dem and the recommendations dem for make dem go able commit and see how dem go implement most of dem recommendations the way dey inside the survey. So because if transparency dey, e go benefit citizens dem on how the budget process dey. Citizens dem go get trust in duty bearers, the government workman dem wey we dey call policy makers dem.
All right. So earlier on, you be dey for talk on technology, how technology dey help say for make the budget area or the budget sector be transparent. How technology go improve on our work? Technology, the use of social media.
So like this report here, we not only limit am to the official launch we do. We even use we use with social media platforms then for many people then get knowledge about this surveyor, about the reports. So because right now the trend of social media now more of the young one then yes now the more they use the social media like TikTok, YouTube and even Instagram and Facebook. So we always they post most of we reports them online for me they able access them and see.
Okay. So inside the reports it shows say there are some major gaps in budget information where governments did need for address. And I remember vividly say during the launch, the official launch, una coordinator of course we point out some of them gaps there with the inside the budget information where the government a call on the government say they need for address and with immediate effect. So we don't know if you're able to name for we some of the gaps there we budget advocacy network be highlight.
So some of the gaps there where they highlight from the OBS where we can call the open budget survey inside 2025. Now the publishing of the budget statements online in a timely manner. Because these are some of the changes will happen inside the 2025 open budget survey. Then the reducing the information provided in enacted budget by decreasing data on expenditure and data on revenue, and the in-year reports by decreasing data on revenue and data on expenditure. So these are some of the gaps then where the open budget survey find out.
Okay. And una be also say the reports una reports be recommend say therefore they publish mid-year review of as you don't mention say they know they publish the report and like timeliness study. So una be recommend say them for the publish mid-year review in a timely manner. Why una feel say for the publish the media review is very necessary for transparency sake?
So some of the recommendations there, Sierra Leone, they say for prioritize the following actions that if we think say budget transparency for me it go happen na Sierra Leone for publish the media review online in a timely manner and include the executive budget proposal with na the more comprehensive and macroeconomic forecast data and policy performance information where they strengthen disclosure and sensitivity of analysis into detail. So this include year in reports when are the more comprehensive one, the macroeconomic forecast information, and by this way you know say when you publish reports in because the thing the way they really they look out for how the timeliness of that report will not, because sometimes they can publish them but it late but the timeliness of that report they it matter then how it go be reader friendly so the layman self way they na rokupu or the other layman be young granny wey dey na kailan, how e go able access government information. So all that na the comprehensiveness how government go see for able make this report available to all citizens, because sometimes when people they can even want for do some research on some of them government documents then key available at the particular point in time where they need them. But the timeliness it really matter in terms of budget transparency.
Public participation na one thing wey dey affect every sector. So now let me talk about inside una budget una indicate say 30 out of 100 wey na public participation. How effective this current mechanism dey?
So the public participation because like Ministry of Finance then get this bilateral budget wey they can get every year inside August and September, where they can encourage and allow CSOs them, the media and other groups them, vulnerable groups them, for me they attend the budget discussion. Now there's some of they can raise concerns the CSOs them about, so all that they now way down the way that they try for see how people they go participate in budgeting processes. So public participation, the OBS they assess the extent to which government they provide formal and meaningful opportunities there for public participation practice used by government executive, wey include line ministries there, that it cut across all MDAs there, how citizens they go engage in terms of the public participation, in terms of participation inside the budget. Like for example, if then most times we budget advocacy network with some of them CSO groups there, we can get a pre-budget engagement workshop.
Okay.
We try for break and down for me they able understand what the things they needs then where they go want for me they incorporate inside the budget process. So we can conduct that workshop there, and during the budget here discussion we can present most of them. We find is the way we don't gather from their workshops then say now this now the inputs we don't gather for more see how the MDAs they go incorporate some of the MDAs they will they work with, like then service delivery MDAs there.
Okay.
Yes, last year if we do the same, we pilot unto 5 MDAs there when like Ministry of Agriculture, Gender, Social Welfare, Education and even Health. We present we invite the duty bearers then at the workshop and say this not some of the inputs that will come up from the vulnerable groups, that the marginalized, the women, the youths then say now this they want for see inside the budget.
All right. So what are some of them find is then the way una can get from them una partner then the one can present to the ministry?
So like last year, because then back it gets a ceiling, government Ministry of Finance can give ceiling to the MDAs them, yeah, that they not for exceed. So last year some of the things the way we highlight, like Ministry of Gender, we be bring out forensic lab, how they go able create forensic lab for then gender-based violence, the sexual penetration, for me they able see, because and like for example if man don't penetrate for pikin, that forensic way no dey for audit really would that do the thing. Sometimes the person can even deny. But if you get forensic lab where they able access, you they able get the evidence where you want, so will be suggest forensic lab. But unfortunately they say the PIP government put on hold per boku thing. They say the capital intensive projects they made they put hold on her, so now make like that forensic lab nobody they even like social welfare. We gather some them marginalized then albinos then request then sunscreen for their skin,
yeah,
then glasses for their eyes them. So then even woman picking themselves then say they want a classroom way na a gender sensitive responsive way. Like for example, if you get table, if for cut across the table for the gender responsive or sensitive wey go able, even if you sit down as girl pikin, nobody not go able see the front. So those are the things where we incorporate inside some of the budgets, but we able track some of them. We see it align with wetin we recommend to the ministries then.
So now, with all of that the way you don't mention, Salon scored 30 out of 100. If you say the public participates really in this year's open budget survey?
So like the open budget survey, not so like they get a sit like how I talk say no more na budget advocacy network
do the findings.
Yes, the research. So now online we dey go, because they give we indicators the way we for work with. So those are the indicators they will work with. 9 they able assess and give we that rating. Like how I talk say the timeliness, the comprehensiveness of the reports, and the manner of the timeliness, the comprehensiveness, and now 3 aspects the way they always they look for.
Okay. So one for all day force with all other points, just hold on the force. So we can continue. The program at Teatime they come to you from Women's Voice Online TV, and we want to take this short break and we will come back.
Now that's make okay commercial bank ready for match up with the world. This now the e-banking department. We get product and services them when you use online. Listen to what my colleague they get to say.
The e-banking department responsible for all the electronic products in the bank. 1, the ATM.
Hi, please tune in to Women's Voice Online TV for your news, entertainment, and remember, it's the only online TV that focuses on women and girls. Stay tuned, always.
Women's Voice Online TV.
You dey watch Women's Voice Online TV, ensure say every day you stay clue to the fine program them where they put every day.
Not to all success story easy, and not to all struggle self-visible. But for Boku woman and gal picking them, the journey is full up with Boku strength and sacrifice them. Now that make this platform they exist for talk about things like this, for share real life experience them, for celebrate achievements them, and also for address certain challenges them where woman and girl picking them they face. Because for protect the cause of woman and girl picking them means say you for team up stronger one with them, you for listen to them, and you for also support them growth.
Women's Voice Online TV.
Watch Women's Voice Online every day and be part and parcel of this journey in the life of women.
Be you man or woman, tune in to Women's Voice Online TV.
Sometimes they do.
Welcome back from that break. The program at Teatime they come to you from Women's Voice Online TV. So inside the studio today we talk to Miriam Samo, we in a regional officer for Budget Advocacy Network. As recently they launched their own studies where they do on the open budget survey, and they don't talk about what they include inside the launch day. So yeah, Miriam, let me talk about how government for ensure say woman there. Of course, yeah, na woman television. We always put woman business before. Woman, youth, and people with disability, and that of the people where they live in the provinces. How they go able for be included inside the budget process?
Okay, thank you once again. So because we they talk about inclusivity,
yes,
how the marginalized, the vulnerable categories then go be included in the budgeting process. So like I know we talked earlier on, the participation at the budgetary process na ministry. We foresee how the MDAs then, because we want foresee who said the MDAs they go they come and get a consultation with then marginalized groups there, how wetin are their needs there, because the budget wey dem dey prepare na for the citizens of this country.
Yes.
And for see how they go able align most of the things the way they want for see inside the budget, meaning for me the felt needs there, for me they go be incorporated. So at the end of the day it go benefit everybody, and the budget not go be biased. Everybody go be inclusive. Consultation it matter, like in terms of the budgetary preparation, because government keep Ministry of Finance keep where they call budget called circular. That budget called circular, that na within that time frame where they everything key day how for go about the budget process for me the presenter during the budget discussion, the bilateral budget discussion. So the MDA is there for the consult CSOs there, then vulnerable groups there, get a workshop or even a meeting where they go engage them and bring out some of the needs the way they go want for see inside the budget. So at that particular point in time you go see for say where them table and where minister table and a parliament and they approve the budget, you go see say the needs there of their particular category of people there they add am.
In the area of accountability and oversight, now one key function we suppose for the happen within una sector, because when it comes to transparency, parliaments need for involve. So inside una report, una highlight say the oversight committees them na parliaments they not dey function well, they're weak and all of them stuff then they. So how this or wetin are the key concern we una able identify by that?
So the oversight, the institution the more way them focus on audit service, supreme audit institution, and the legislative when a parliament. Now then the oversight aspect of this open budget survey where they now then the key MDAs the way that they look out for. So the open budget survey, the role they play the legislative and supreme audit institution where they play, that they oversee the budget proposal and monitor budget implementation and review government accounts there, whether they use 18 equally weighted, that are the oversight per the open budget survey, 18 equally weighted indicator where the open budget assess the strength and the independence of this then. The legislative and supreme audit institution inside Sierra Leone together they provide limited like kind of more weak oversight during the budget process with, so out of that they will score 30.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
I think 50 out of 100 now we score from the
oversight.
Yes.
Okay, so quick one, let me talk about how the legislative for able for scrutinize then ministry departments and agency then before we can talk about the role we them for play.
So the we bring out some of the recommendations the way we talk say the parliament for when provide week over, because audit service really from the reports self you see say audit service really come up small, but because they also na the key institution the way that they watch as oversight aspects by the open budget survey,
that's not parliament and audit service.
Yes, now they are the key institutions there where the open budget survey they always they do a research on. So parliament will provide weak oversight during the planning stage, so because it get indicators then back where they watch during the planning stage how parliament they engage citizens there. Say to the approval stage of the budget, the execution, all those things then try for see the indicators there. And the budget na a circle, the limited oversight during the implementation stage. So they want for see how they go improve oversight the following way. They say made parliament for always debate the budget policy.
Okay.
Because sometimes they say some of the things that will come up from the report launch yes, they say because the budget book is voluminous, wey dem keep present for make the debate. Na limited time they can give them back for, so they're not the parliamentarian, they're not able yes and go over because the book is very big, the budget book. So they even they try for suggest have the foresee the that 3 months where they always talk for me the presenter, so they go able read them and offer with them and see how they go debate on them things then they and before executive budget proposal is tabled and approved, recommendation for the upcoming budget. So we say the executive budget proposal therefore submit to parliament at least 2 months before the start of the budget year. Then the legislative committee, because parliament they get different committees then, if for examine the executive budget proposal and publish the reports with the analysis, that detailed analysis online, how people the executive budget proposal therefore they give detailed analysis and publish it online so citizens they go see am. Then the the legislative committee if for also examine year in budget implementation and publish reports with their findings, and so that year in report therefore the publisher, because those are some of the things that from the report sef wey you watch am you go see some of the gaps there wey dey. So these na some of the recommendations the way dem say for parliament
suppose for do.
Yes.
Alright, so since you don name some of the things dem wey dey inside the report wey una indicate say the parliament for do, but I dey think say una be don ever engage parliament on this?
So like I say no more wey we can carry out this research, we because it gets a circle, we not just dey publish, we not just dey launch am, where we do the research, because na im make the open budget survey na after every 2 years na im dey launch am.
Okay.
So this the last time wey dem be launch am na 2023, this year 2025, so the next one na 2027. So they can always set the things the way that they watch out for. So the open budget survey, we'll carry out the survey, we say this now, this we present her to the key institutions that we concern for the review, for the input. So many consultation can happen. Then from there, the input where they go down give, then we self-submit her. We try for review and submit am to IBP wey na the International Budget Partnership.
Okay, well, so in all of this we don explain transparency, accountability, and all of them stuff dem dey. How una dey work with wetin una relationship between una audit service? Because audit service, because na dem sef dey do similar thing like una.
So we and audit service Sierra Leone, we relationship is cordial. Na one of we key stakeholders there, where we always dey engage. You know, say in anything engagement it matter. Some of the things there we always dey engage them. Some of the findings they will they get.
So how the transparency in budget the improve on things they for those picking them like education, health and social welfare? If budget transparent, how that go affect, I mean, in a more positive way?
So if budget transparent, pikin sef they get clean water for drink, and they get good education, and if the wash facility na schools them, for example my sister Mariama wey na 15-year-old, e no go able afraid for go na school because wash facility dey, where at the end of the day if e mess e go na restroom, e able clean up himself. So all those are the things so we always dey try for see how for make budget go be transparent, it for be inclusive, it for be the oversight aspect, and even the participation. So if budget transparent, citizens they go benefit. Woman go na hospital, e able born safely. wey they go in terms of free health care for pikin dem under 5 dem if budget transparent. So if you be asked for audit service Sierra Leone, so we say some of the recommendation, we say if for me dey strengthen the independence and improve audit oversight na Sierra Leone audit service. Some of the recommendations they will give, we say therefore ensure say the supreme audit institution for be adequately funding for perform their duty there, and determined by independent body, example the legislature, when na parliament, and the judiciary. Then say sometimes they can ask, they say who that they audit the auditor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ensure say the audit processes then they review and go be independent.
All right. So let we come talk about how citizens them for able to track this one report here. So in case citizens them or the layman, because again, if you say you can't sit down and so you talk, not everybody go pay attention, or not everybody go listen. But that woman with the dong where they sell pepper, where they sell in permanent and other stuff them. How if you want for no but waiting but this one report here, so una launch, una engage citizens in them. How una do we say what una put in place for less citizens able to track this una report here.
So one of the ways then we don't do the launch where we invite some of stakeholders them. They even the media campaign, because the media campaign now we they go na different radio station TV there for engage the citizens in the public. They even with social media self with the poster there for make citizens then able access them. Then even at community level we they do community engagement for see how citizens they go able understand what's the inside the report. So there are so many ways the way we they do for me they get even through jingles there for me they know.
Okay, tell me now about the key recommendations from ban. Tell me about the one following the open budget survey, of course.
So like the key findings, because they categorize are according to the 3 aspects inside the OBS. When are the oversight, when are participation, meaningful participation, waiting at the recommendations there. I will highlight there earlier on. They even the oversight, participation, and transparency. Each one gets in your recommendations the way highlighted. So transparency, like the oversight, I talk about the legislative, how they engage citizens then. Like audit service Sierra Leone now of recent, they do community engagement. They even go now the district level for engaged citizens there. They even call a community audit, something like that. So that all those are meaningful participation that they engage the citizens there at the local level. So now that's if we want for see then other institutions they how they go able for include the category of people they will need for be included for me they see for me they go participate and be transparent. Transparency is really key in terms of budgeting process. How governments go they report on a timely manner, in a comprehensive way, responsive way, and publish online where people they go able access them reports there. And even for me go be reader friendly, because some of them macro fiscal informations there it can be very critical or technical if not to your area. So how they go simplify to the layman. Like when Ministry of Finance they get one way they call citizens budget, they make it in a abridged version that they put on down to the layman, that they make them infographics, them video them for me. Even if you not read self, you able know wait till this they try for say.
Earlier on you say na any 2 year on a can pull on a reports. From 2023 when I last pull reports, past when I can pull answer is 2026. So now the recommendations them way be they during the 2023 reports wey una be send to some ministries dem, to 5 or so ministries dem wey una be send. How far with that? Una dey do follow up, una dey check?
So then key institutions the way they work with, yes, we dey follow up on then recommendations there, how they implement am. So even the citizens budget, all na we Ministry of Finance dey do so. Now one of them recommendations, the way the open budget survey be done, they raise the even the participation at the budgeting process na Ministry of Finance. All these na recommendations the way we don see, they don really dey try, but still limitations dem dey. They don dey try in terms of how people dey go participate.
Okay. And wetin are some of the limitation and the wey you feel say dey exist still?
That na the gaps there.
Yes.
So because each one gets in own, each institution gets in own
Gap.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So wetin are some of the thing in there? Because when it's just know if they talk about the Ministry of, is it gender wey dey talk about, like if dem go rape pikin, na so the una need forget the equipment then also how for check and all of them stuff then dey. How far with that project dey, or how far with that recommendations dey? Is still dey in place, or una don forget about am because government say e no get money for fund am?
So that Ministry of Social Welfare gender wey dey talk about, at say the pre-budget engagement wey we be get na like an activity wey we get on we own, not so part of the open budget survey.
Okay, you know the part of the recommendations.
So now I just dey try for say how the participation of some of the vulnerable groups there we can incorporate them for make they can and give them the felt needs them for more see for engage during the budget discussion, for present them then thing the work you don bring come up with the marginalized groups, the woman them, pikin them, because we can include all the part of the workshop. So we'll present them, but because of limited funding and government self get a ceiling where give them MDAs there, so some of the capital intensive projects then they get certain project the way they be done they do they say for completer.
So in all of this, after 2 years, wetin are some of una challenges dem wey una dey face, wey una dey try forget at the data dem dey say una dey can process am and pull the final report? Una challenges
that as an institution
bank, yes.
Bam.
So like some of the reports then we not key publish online for more able access, na one challenge. So now make it even dey as key findings and we bring out recommendation. Then the timeliness, sometimes the time where we dey do the research at that particular point in time, that information no dey wey we for use, because now wetin dey publish now we dey use.
Okay.
How citizens dem go help una for make una be transparent and say for make una get the information dem una need?
So na consultation with the key institution, the normal engagement, dialogue, meet them and get a meeting with them and see how we go. So the engagement a cordial between we and then key institutions then so far, but how, because there are so many things the way can really they make the publication they like for example this enacted budget will score inside 2024 we score 17%, that the budget that has been approved by the legislature, so we score this 17%. Then the in-year reports will include information on actual revenue collected, actual expenditure made and debits incurred at different intervals issued quarterly or monthly. So inside 2024 we score 37 day.
Since una don begin launch this report where una dey go do una findings dem, but ministry, departments and agency them, including parliament, audit service and other sectors them wey dey try for provide transparency in the country. Wetin are some of una achievements them wey una don make so far?
So like with then institutions there.
Yeah.
Some of the achievements that we don't see now how they engage some set of people there. Like audit service again, before they not be they go at community level, they get their own mandates there. Because each ministry or MDA gets a mandate as to how they operate. But now the flexibility don't they in terms of public participation. One key achievement for more we say audit service Sierra Leone, they go now at community level, they engage at district level with citizens there in terms of audit findings, audit recommendation, the auditor general in recommendation for get people then view as to how the auditor general in recommendation, some of the findings the way they can get from their audits.
So whose progress specifically ban wants for see in the next open budget survey?
For more see we dey above that 50, more dey above 60. Now one big progress than they say yes, Sierra Leone we don't dey work towards a pathway where we don't dey try for see transparency, the accountability and the oversight, and the participation must score above that in that 61 because around the sub-region we lead Nigeria, the Gambia, Ghana, okay. Yes, but to one for see who say we dey match up with the other country there where they above we. So in the next open budget survey when na 2027 one for see as budget advocacy network where we dey try for talk about transparency, the accountability and the participation of citizens there. We want to see how citizens they go be inclusive. We want to see how citizens they go participate in terms of the oversight area. Now parliament, how parliament go they engage the public. You know, feedback mechanism also is needed. Then we want to see we rating we dey above 60. So that's a big progress.
I don't try for advocates as in let parliament to get enough time for review the whole budget because that might be an excuse from their own side.
So yes, engagement don't they happen there, even commitment from parliament, the budget officer, the director of budget himself commit say they go see because it say a lot of reforms go happen. So if the reforms they happen, we go see greater improvements now the oversight area.
And then whose message you go get for policy makers regarding on your findings?
For me they implement the recommendations
and all of that.
Yes, because if they implement most of their recommendations there, Sierra Leone in 2027 we go there above that percentage will get that 50 out of 100 if they implement her. So now one of the plea that they so DTBRs there, policy makers there, so their key institutions there, may they able implement some of their recommendations, most of their not to some say almost all, may they able implement her. If they implement her, we will see progress.
But you know say funding back now, one of the main thing we probably don't dey stop some of the achievements in the way una mention is on a recommendation. Una consider funding as a challenge from their own side.
Yeah, you know say always governments no get sufficient for now. Make even last year the bilateral budget discussion they say innovative way for finance we own budget. So there are so many ways where we save for the raise revenue. Now make we dey try for encourage citizens for they pay their tax. Because when you pay tax, at the end of the day, governments go able finance waiting na service for service delivery for may benefit to all. So now one of the way that they way now be the theme for last year, so they say innovative way that half of finance we own budget and half of finance we own budget now through taxation. How we they pay with tax there? They will pay with tax. They have DTBRs they go be accountable of the tax they will pay. The user in the right way and for the right purpose.
In all of this wey you don talk, how citizen dem or wetin you feel say citizen dem for do or wetin dem for expect when it comes to the next report wey una dey launch? Because of course this una don already launch am and una don make una key findings dem, una recommendations dem, and we hope and pray say dem ministries dem dey wey responsible wey una key findings dem wey una point out. We hope say dem go meet wetin dem go meet una target. But wetin citizen dem for expect when it comes to the next year reports?
We hope and pray that the reports for next year, 2027, may progress happen. And when progress happen, it go translate into all sectors in terms of service delivery. And also for the transparency aspect. Then even the media have been may they continuously use the reports and engage, because the media una they amplify we own voice there. Who say we know they reach una the media they use your platform for may they ensure say the reports they educate the public as to how. So at the end of the day we go able and citizens they go hold UTBR as they accountable.
Finally, before go, now you dey talk about with the media, how we go access the report? Is the report accessible with the media?
Yes.
We get am.
Una go get am through Budget Advocacy Network website.
Okay.
Yes. And even during the launch of the media house the way go, we be share the reports with them for me they able access them and see how they go able digest that and able they use and at the media stations there.
Thank you very much. In name na Miriam and Samo, and the gender officer for Budget Advocacy Network, as I don't tell you about how people are go able for strengthening budget transparency and of that of the government in your role. And of course, we don't access the report to them pool for sake of the Open Budget Survey 2025 will become out and pick out some findings them, and they also provide recommendations as we don't deliberate on that. Thank you very much to una we watch we one for appreciate now, so they come tomorrow with another edition tomorrow, in a very special edition where I believe say you know go on for miss out. Yes, a very nice special edition tomorrow. This is Teatime we will come to you from Women's Voice Online TV, and we will be in the bring the program come to you. My name is Patricia Kabia and Mina Fatma Sabangura. One for wish you a blessed day and tata.
With Rokel Commercial Bank's SIM Copper app, it's fast, safe and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with Rokel SIM Copper without leaving your seat. Fast, safe and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919# with or without internet.
You can send e-copper to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
Our QR codes, you can take your business digital.
Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone. Instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the SIM Copper app now.
Rokel SIM Copper. Banking on the go.